But let us take a step further to understand this, because raw numbers can sometimes be misleading. So let's say we have a village of 100 people. We lose 10 people. That means we've lost 10% of our population.
I don't think a lot of countries have a problem with you relocating from your country to their country to live and earn a living. I mean, it helped their economy some way, somehow. The problem starts when you try to commit the offenses or make the environment so hostile.
We should be angry. We should be mad at our leaders who are not doing the right thing, who are not doing the right things. Dear Africans, dear Nigerians, place your energy on your officials.
A lot of Nigerians do not understand why people have issues with us. Nobody is envious of us. What people are concerned about is our conduct in their countries, in their spaces. If we start living in our own country, we can do whatever we like like we have always done it. I don't think we want our kids to continue this way. South Africans are not the only ones complaining about us. The whole world. Forget all these countries you see backlashing South Africans. They are worse than South Africans. Let us build our country. My fellow Africans, thank you for clicking on today's video. My name is Lillian. Just in case you are new here, to all of you, my returning viewers, I appreciate you for returning. Remember to like the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not. And of course, I love to read. And I want to apologize for not replying all of your comments. It is because I am the researcher, the videographer, the editor, so I barely have time. So if I don't reply you, don't feel like I'm ignoring you, okay? I love you, I appreciate you. I do not take your support for granted. Let us get into the video of the day. This video is a combination of so many videos of Africans around the world. I'm not just out here doing these videos. I do talk to people out here. I do ask them what they think about the immigration crisis going on in South Africa. I do get good response. In as much as people are looking for who to blame for what is going on in South Africa, there are Nigerians that are pointing finger at the right direction. All right, so I'm going to take you through some of the videos and then later on we'll discuss.
I don't think a lot of countries have a problem with you relocating from your country to their country to live and earn a living. I mean, it helped their economy some way, somehow. The problem starts when you try to commit the offenses or make the environment so hostile, just the way the country you are coming from that made you run away from that country. You want to make their environment as hostile. You want to make it, you want to pollute the environment with the bad behavioral pattern that made you run away from your own country to their country. Why can't you follow rules? Why can't you go to a certain place and follow rules? Besides, you're running to those places for safety. But now the moves you are making is making those people and their people unsafe. And then you are angry because they are putting in immigration laws that doesn't make it easy for you to go there. Keep joking. Keep joking until you come back and fix your own country. I wouldn't blame any country for putting strict rules that prevent non-entities from countries that they've destroyed to bring those same behavioral patterns to their own country. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Nigerians, dear fellow Africans, listen attentively. Leave South Africans alone. Let them be. Leave them alone. Let's put our energy on our leaders who are not being considerate of their citizens. Yes, go to Nigeria today. There is no electricity. There are so many families right now as we speak. They are in the dark. There is no electricity. 6 months, 3 months, no electricity. So many people in the hospital right now as we speak. They cannot have the right treatment. Why? They cannot finance it. Financial problem. All right? We're supposed to have free medical health. Free medical care. Can we? No. So, a lot of us, we're going to South Africa because those opportunities are there for us. Leave South Africans alone. I don't support them unaliving people. But South Africans are telling us to go home. We should be angry. We should be mad at our leaders.
A few months ago, Ghanaians were on the streets calling on Nigerians to leave their country. Not long, South Africans joined the chat. At first, the call was directed at Nigerians, and then gradually it expanded to undocumented African immigrants. And before long, the conversation evolved into calls of both documented and undocumented African immigrants to leave, with some people or groups even imposing timelines for their departure. And so that brings me to today's conversation. Because generally, most people believe that Nigerians are the Africans most likely to leave their country. What if I told you that wasn't true? Because here is the thing. Nigeria is not the African country with the highest number of citizens living abroad. In fact, Nigeria is not even on the top 5. So now, let us look at the numbers. According to the recent international migration estimates, Egypt has between 4.8 and 4.9 million citizens living abroad. Sudan follows with about 3.8 million. Morocco has about 3.5 million. Algeria has 2.2 million. South Sudan has between 2.0 and 2.8 million. Then we have Democratic Republic of Congo with over 1.9 million. And on the 7th position comes Nigeria with 1.8 million. Then we have Somalia with 1.7 million. Now, let's not take that count further. Let's pause for a second. So for all the countries mentioned, Nigeria has the largest population by far. Nigeria has over 240 million people. Egypt has over 118 million people. Morocco is just about 38 million. Algeria with about 47 million. And South Sudan with less the population of Lagos with about 12 million. Yet despite having the largest population, Nigeria still doesn't have the largest number of citizens living abroad. So let us register that fact. So the idea that only Nigerians are uniquely running away from their country is already untrue. But let us take a step further to understand this, because raw numbers can sometimes be misleading. So let's say we have a village of 100 people. We lose 10 people. That means we've lost 10% of our population. And another city has 10,000 people and they lose 20 people. That means they've lost 0.2% of their population. Now the second number is bigger, but the first one is more impactful and is greater. And that is why when it comes to numbers, sometimes statisticians do what they call weighting and ratio finding. And so we're going to be narrowing this conversation to the 3 countries dominating recent immigration debate in Africa, which are South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. So let us look at these charts behind. So at a first glance, some of us will say Nigeria has the highest number because, 1.4 million Nigerians live abroad. But statistics is not about who has the biggest number. It is about proportion. So for every 173 Nigerians, one lives abroad. So when the population size is taken into account, South Africa actually has the highest immigration rate of the 3 countries, and Ghana comes second, and then Nigeria comes third of the 3 countries. So once you look at the total global migration and weigh it against the population size.
Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Extra Sunday edition. Jakba, one word Yoruba uses for flee. And somehow in the space of few years, it became the most honest word in the Nigerian vocabulary. Not relocate, not emigrate. Jakba. Because let's be honest about what it actually means when you say it. It means run away. And we are running in record numbers. Let's talk about why. Millions of Nigerians still live with unreliable electricity. Many communities lack safe water, sanitations. Some of them are disconnected from life. Inflation has driven up the cost of almost everything. While wages have struggled to keep pace, the economy may grow on paper. But for many families, the only thing that seems to be growing is the cost of living. So when a doctor in Lagos, a nurse in Enugu, or a software developer in Port Harcourt looks at that reality and buys a one-way ticket, I don't think that's betrayal. I think that's arithmetic. Imagine if Nigerians traveled because, they were curious, not because they were desperate. Imagine if staying and living were both equally good choices, because perhaps that is what development really looks like. Not stopping people from leaving, or making sure they never feel they have to. Now, until Nigeria can offer reliable electricity, quality health care, better schools, safer communities, and an economy where hard work can genuinely and I mean genuinely build a future, Japa will remain more than a trend. It will remain a plan. And perhaps that's the question we should leave with this morning. What would have to change? Because perhaps the tragedy isn't that Nigerians dream of the world, it's that too many believe they have to leave home to find one. And no country should ever become famous for exporting its hopes. What would have to change, I ask, for staying in Nigeria to make just as much sense as leaving?
Thank you very much. Interesting topic you chose today regarding Japa. I think we should stop looking at it the way we do. Going outside the country doesn't automatically make you rich or wealthy. It should make you an engine. And I mean an engine because I think it's time to shift policies and make people who are outside the country, in the diaspora, engines for job creation in Nigeria. I think that will make it better. So we aren't all seeking to go outside the country. Instead, we can, make use of that powerhouse we have outside the country.
Well, I agree with you. We sit down here day in, day out to have conversations like this, and we hope that, the government are listening and, the world will be a better place. Let me come over so we start the Sunday. Good morning,
why don't
everyone.
you, Michael Jackson? Let's go.
It is time to fix our country. You see this Nigerian lady on the screen here. A lot of our people are living in denial. Mimi is from my part of Nigeria. I'm talking about a lady that lives outside Nigeria. I'm talking about someone that lives in another continent. She knows for a fact that she will not be allowed to live in that country if she do not have the right documents to be there. Sometimes people seem to misunderstand the whole point, why it feels like the whole world is against Nigerians. The point is our conduct in these countries. If 10 out of 15 or 10 out of 12 are complaining about your behavior, it is because something is off. And rather than trying to justify it, it is best to fix it. People do not have issues with us moving to their countries. What people have issues with is how we behave ourselves in these countries. If you are a Nigerian, let it sink into your brain. And I would like to use this opportunity to appeal to the federal government of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to join my voice with the voices of other Nigerians and call for help. Nigeria needs our attention, as a matter of fact, for us to be able to readdress. The only way to put an end to all of this discrimination is for us to start building schools. Look into the education sector. In the next 10, 15, 20 years from now, Nigerians should be able to stay in Nigeria because there are good schools in Nigeria. So that since we don't have good characters, we can stay at home. If you are always on your own, nobody will truly know your true color. A lot of Nigerians do not understand why people have issues with us. Nobody is envious of us. What people are concerned about is our conduct in their countries, in their spaces. If we start living in our own country, we can do whatever we like we have always done it. I don't think we want our kids to continue this way. South Africans are not the only ones complaining about us. The whole world. Forget all these countries you see backlashing South Africans. They are worse than South Africans. Let us build our country. Building your country, I'm not talking about you acquiring wealth for yourself. You're still not going to have peace if your neighbor goes to bed on an empty stomach. Normalize reporting people that are not doing the right thing in our communities. Let us normalize building our communities. Nobody is coming to save us. The day you activate the mindset of no one is coming to save me, that is the day you will wake up and sit up for yourself. So let us leave South Africans alone. They have done nothing wrong. South Africans, we love you. Okay, bear it in mind that we love you, I love you, so many people out here do love you, and I would have reacted the way you are doing, and even worse. The only sin you have committed here is to have been open about your feelings. You could decide to have gone quiet and just unalive people without saying a word, but you choose to come and go. So if you're a Nigerian, let us move on. Leave South Africans alone. Bye-bye.